Is rejection bad luck? Is it unfair? Sometimes it feels like everything's going wrong all at once. You feel you deserve better, that you deserve a yes instead of a no. Still, you're rejected. It feels like self-doubt will choke you, and you start asking yourself, what am I going to do now? Whining about your bad luck and blaming higher powers might seem tempting, but it's not a great option. After all, it's out of your control, and the Stoics would say, let it go. Well, not exactly. Does it ever feel like after all those rejections, especially when it's something important, you sense some kind of energy, a strange vibe telling you a complete turnaround could be coming your way? Your feelings aren't wrong. The more intense the rejection, the greater the opportunity for growth. That's you. You face setbacks and use them to strengthen your character. Why couldn't this struggle sharpen your mind and will too? Rejection doesn't define you. How you respond to it shapes your reputation and your ability to succeed in the future. As Epictetus would say, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. The greatest thinkers, leaders, and creators turned rejection into fuel for their success. And so can you. In this video, I'll share 13 Stoic-inspired lessons that will help you master the art of turning rejection into resilience and setbacks into stepping stones. You'll discover how to transform every no into a powerful advantage. Even minds like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca faced rejection, but they didn't let it define them. They let it refine them. I'll show you how to do the same. Lesson 1. Redefine rejection. Rejection feels personal, doesn't it? Like it's about you. But the truth is, it's not. Rejection is rarely a reflection of your value. It's about circumstances or someone else's perspective. Imagine rejection as a mirror. It doesn't show who you are. It shows how others see things. Maybe they're not ready, maybe they don't understand, or maybe they just have different needs. Take, for example, a job candidate who has poured their heart into every interview, only to be told they didn't get the position. This job meant everything: financial stability, career advancement, and a fresh start. It feels like a punch to the gut, as if their worth has been questioned. But what if the rejection had nothing to do with their qualifications or abilities? Maybe the company's leadership style didn't align with theirs, or perhaps they already had an internal candidate who fit the role better. The person may never know the real reasons, but the rejection isn't about their potential. It's a matter of circumstances and fit, things beyond their control. What feels like a devastating personal failure may just be a case of bad timing or a difference in perspective. When rejection happens, shift your focus. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Every no you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and better prepared for the next challenge. Growth isn't easy, but it's worth it. Use rejection as a chance to improve. Maybe it's time to refine your skills, strengthen your approach, or even find a different path. When you stop seeing rejection as an attack and start seeing it as feedback, you take back control. It's no longer about what they think, it's about what you do next. You're not defined by what others say, you're defined by how you rise after they say it. If you found value in this video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us reach more people who could benefit from these lessons. Let's continue. Lesson number 2, control the controllable. When rejection hits, don't waste energy trying to change what you can't. Focus on what's within your control, your response. You can let rejection make you angry or sad, or you can let it make you stronger and wiser. The choice is always yours. For example, rejection within a family can be particularly tough. It's the people closest to you, and when they reject or disapprove of something you care about, it feels like a direct hit to your sense of self. But just like in any other rejection, the Stoic view reminds us that it's not about your worth. It's about perspective and circumstances, and how you choose to respond that matters. Imagine a situation where a family member dismisses your ambitions or criticizes a life decision you've made. You might feel misunderstood, unsupported, or even betrayed. But remember what Marcus Aurelius said: reject your sense of injury and the injury itself disappears. In this situation, you can choose to get angry, shut down, and let that rejection poison your relationship with them. Or you can choose to listen, understand their concerns, and stay true to your path without resentment. They may not understand your choices now, but your ability to remain calm, patient, and focused will define your response. Rejection from family isn't a reflection of your character, but rather a moment to show your strength and composure. Ask yourself, what can I do now? The The Stoics taught that external events are outside our control, but how we react to them is everything. Rejection offers a chance to strengthen your resolve and stay aligned with your values. So, focus on what's next, not on changing their perception. Lesson number 3, don't take it personally. Rejection can feel personal, like it's aimed right at your heart. But most of the time, rejection isn't about you. It's about circumstances, timing, or someone else's choices. If a door doesn't open, does it mean the room wasn't meant for you, or was it simply locked? Imagine this, you knock on a door, but no one answers. Does that mean you're not worthy of entering? Of course not. The door might be locked, the person inside might be busy, or maybe it's just not the right door for you. Rejection works the same way. It's not about your value, it's about the situation. When you take rejection personally, you carry a weight that doesn't belong to you. It's like wearing a heavy coat on a hot day. It's unnecessary and uncomfortable. Let go of that burden. Recognize that rejection is often a reflection of someone else's needs, priorities, or perspective, not a measure of your worth. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" ask, "What's next for me?" Use rejection as a chance to redirect your energy towards something better. A locked door doesn't mean the end. It means it's time to look for another door, or even build your own. Don't let rejection control how you see yourself. Lesson number 4, the power of silence. Silence can be one of your greatest tools when facing rejection. Instead of reacting with frustration or trying harder to get attention, staying quiet shows strength and self-control. It's a way of saying, "I know my value, and I don't need to prove it to anyone." When ignored, don't shout louder. Let your actions whisper volumes instead. Silence doesn't mean doing nothing. It means responding without words. Keep working, improving, and focusing on your goals. Over time, your growth and success will speak for you louder than any argument ever could. When you respond with silence, you also avoid unnecessary conflict. Fighting for attention or arguing with rejection often leads nowhere. But by staying calm and composed, you protect your peace and keep your focus on what truly matters, your progress and self-worth. Rejection is like a storm. Instead of yelling at the rain, find shelter and let it pass. Use that quiet moment to reflect and strengthen yourself. Silence doesn't mean you're weak. It shows you're confident enough not to react to every setback. Let your silence show your strength. Keep building your future quietly, and let the results make all the noise. Lesson number 5, build your inner fortress. Your self-worth should never depend on what others think of you. Imagine your confidence as a strong fortress, built from the inside, unshaken by storms outside. Rejection only matters if you let it through the gates. When you know your own value, no amount of outside opinion can tear you down. One way to build this inner fortress is by focusing on what makes you proud of yourself. Every day, take a moment to list 3 things you've accomplished or qualities you admire in yourself. These can be small victories, like being kind to someone, finishing a task, or simply staying strong through a tough moment. Over time, these little reminders will stack up, forming a solid foundation for your self-esteem. When you anchor your confidence in your achievements and character, you take control of how you see yourself. Rejection becomes less about who you are and more about what others fail to see. Building your inner fortress takes time, but each brick you lay with self-respect, self-reflection, and self-improvement makes it stronger. Lesson number 6, redirect your energy. Rejection can feel like a huge setback, but it doesn't have to be. I've learned that it's really just a redirection, a push to refocus my energy on something better. For example, when I didn't get a job or opportunity I really wanted, it felt bad, but I quickly realized that it wasn't the end of the road. Instead of wasting energy on frustration or self-doubt, I asked myself, how can I benefit from this experience? Rather than letting rejection hold me back, I redirected my focus. I started to see rejection as a chance to get better at what I do, rather than a reason to give up. This shift in perspective has helped me countless times. I've used rejection as motivation to work harder, learn more, and go after things that truly align with my goals. Rejection can be tough, but it's always a chance to realign with what's truly important, and sometimes it even leads to something better than originally imagined. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Our response to rejection shapes our growth. By choosing to redirect energy into new goals and actions, we prove that rejection doesn't define us, but fuels our progress. Lesson number 7, stay kind but detached. Kindness is powerful, but it's not about tying yourself to someone else's approval. True kindness comes from inner peace, not a need for something in return. When you're kind after rejection, it shows strength. It says, I'm in control of my emotions, and I won't let someone else's actions change who I am. Think of kindness like giving a gift. Once you hand it over, it's no longer yours to control. Whether the other person accepts it or not is up to them. Your job is simply to offer it with no strings attached. This kind of kindness is freeing. It shows you're strong enough to care without depending on others to validate your feelings. At the same time, being detached doesn't mean being cold. It means drawing healthy boundaries. You can wish someone well without letting their rejection hurt your confidence. Their opinion doesn't define your worth, and their actions don't need to disturb your peace. When you stay kind but detached, you protect yourself while showing grace. This balance builds your resilience. Holding grudges or proving a point won't serve you. Instead, staying true to yourself, regardless of how others treat you, is what strengthens you. Lesson number 8. See rejection as redirection. Rejection might feel like a dead end, but it's often just life pointing you in a new direction. Think of it as a detour. When a road is blocked, you don't stop your journey. You take another path. That path might seem longer or harder, but it often leads to something better. The detour could even show you views you'd never have seen if you stayed on the old road. Sometimes, rejection saves us from the wrong opportunities. It feels painful at the moment, but it clears the way for something that's a better fit. Maybe that job you didn't get would have left you stressed. Maybe that relationship wasn't the right one to help you grow. Life has a way of steering us where we're meant to go, even if it doesn't make sense right away. Instead of asking, why didn't this work out? Try asking, what's next for me? As I already mentioned before, use rejection as a chance to refocus. Look for new goals, opportunities, or connections. When one door closes, another often opens. You just have to be ready to walk through it. Lesson number 9. Reframe the narrative. Rejection can feel like the end of the story, but what if it's just a plot twist? Think about your favorite movies or books. The hero doesn't win every battle right away. There's always a moment where things seem to fall apart, but it's that very moment that sets them up for victory later. What if rejection is your plot twist? One that's preparing you for something better. Instead of thinking, I failed, try saying, this is part of my growth. Rejection isn't a sign that you're not good enough. It's a chance to learn, improve, and come back stronger. Every great success story has setbacks. Without them, there'd be no challenges to overcome and no triumphs to celebrate. Start by rewriting the story in your head. Instead of saying, I was rejected, say, I was redirected. View the situation as an opportunity to change, grow, or find something that fits you better. Maybe that no was exactly what you needed to discover a new passion or improve a skill. Lesson number 10. Invest in your passions. Rejection often leaves us feeling empty, like we need to prove our worth to others. But instead of chasing approval, focus on your passions. When you spend time doing what you love, you fill that emptiness with purpose. When you pour energy into your goals, you're building a life that excites you. Whether it's learning a new skill, creating something meaningful, or just enjoying a hobby, your passions are where your growth begins. They don't need anyone's approval to be worthwhile. They only need your dedication. For example, let's say you're passionate about painting, but you haven't received the recognition you expected. Instead of doubting your talent, take it as an opportunity to improve. Dedicate more time to your craft, explore new techniques, and grow as an artist. By doing this, you're filling the void with purpose and building a life around what excites you, not around what others think. When you dive into what you're passionate about, you stop caring so much about what others think. You realize your happiness doesn't depend on their approval. As Seneca said, he who is brave is free. By following what truly matters to you, you set yourself free from needing anyone's validation. Lesson number 11. Avoid begging for attention. When someone overlooks your value, it's tempting to try harder to get their attention. But chasing validation doesn't show your worth, it hides it. If they can't see it, that's on them, not you. Begging for attention is like waving a "notice me" flag. It may work for a while, but it's fleeting. Real respect comes when others see your value without you shouting it out. Seeking approval gives away your power. Focus on your goals, passions, and the things that make you proud. Let your actions speak. The right people will notice without you needing to ask. You're invisible to those not meant to see you, and that's fine. The right people will recognize you when you live according to your values. It's like trying to get a cat to fetch a stick. If your values don't match, you're wasting your time. The right people will get it without being convinced. Don't take it personally if someone overlooks you. It's likely their own blind spot. Keep moving forward, confident in your worth. By refusing to beg for attention, you show strength and independence. You say, I know my value, whether you see it or not. That confidence attracts the right people and opportunities. Lesson number 12. Learn the art of emotional resilience. Life throws waves, big and small, sometimes overwhelming. Rejection can feel like a wave crashing against you, but you're the captain of your ship. Emotions might react, but you hold the wheel. Emotional resilience is about keeping control, no matter how rough it gets. When you face rejection, it's natural to feel hurt or frustrated, but letting those feelings drive your actions only throws you off course. Instead, practice detachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means not letting emotions control you. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Imagine watching the waves from a safe distance, not letting them toss you around. Rejection is temporary, but how you handle it shapes your future. When the waves hit, pause and ask yourself, what's in my control? You can't control others, but you can control your response. Choosing calm over chaos makes you stronger. When emotions rise, don't react immediately. Take time to think. Write it down or take a walk. This space helps you respond with intention, not impulse. Emotional resilience means staying steady through life's ups and downs. When you master this, rejection is just another wave, something you navigate, not something that sinks you. Lesson number 13. Let action speak louder. When you face rejection, your first instinct might be to explain yourself or justify your worth with words. But words can only do so much. The real power lies in silence, choosing not to react impulsively. Zeno wisely said, better to trip with the feet than the tongue. In other words, it's better to stay quiet and let your actions speak for you than to let your words reveal weakness. If someone doubts your abilities, you don't need to convince them with speeches or explanations. Instead, focus on improving yourself and achieving your goals. Actions speak louder than words. They show you're not just moving on, you're thriving. Rejection doesn't define you, how you react to it does. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By holding back from trying to explain yourself, you empower your actions to do the talking. Rejection may feel like a spotlight on your flaws, but it's an opportunity to shine a light on your strengths. Use that energy to push yourself forward. Work harder, aim higher, and focus on what truly matters to you. Over time, your growth will become undeniable. If you don't get chosen for something, like a job or an opportunity, don't waste time complaining. Instead, put your energy into improving your skills and building your own path. The next time, your actions will speak for themselves. The beauty of embracing Stoic silence is that it reflects confidence. You don't beg for approval or try to change someone's mind. Instead, you show your worth through the life you're building. The more you focus on your actions, the less rejection impacts you. Silence is the key to leveling up in the game of rejection and approval that life throws at us. When you embrace silence, you listen more, work smarter, and, most importantly, prove your worth to yourself. Over time, you begin to show your values more confidently, and ultimately, you'll get the yes you're aiming for, not just from others, but from yourself too. Thanks for watching. If you're ready to break free from the past and overcome regret, check out my video, Breaking Free from the Past. Discover how Stoic wisdom can help you let go and reclaim your peace. Watch now.